Ready to party, ready to rumble. The voice of DeFi. I saw you tweet about that. Good morning, Daily Dosers. What is happening? Man, so good to see you all. Today's going to be a fun show. Lots of stuff going on. We've got a fun special guest, which I just was DMing, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get the voice of DeFi up here. Add a speaker. Mech is coming in shortly. We're going to play some tunes to kick off the space just to chill for a little bit. Welcome everybody in. Seeing a bunch of friends already. Ed Balloon, good to see you. I was just chatting with you. Scott Beal, hello. Let's get Mintify up here as co-host. Our amazing sponsor. Also getting up our special guest, Jack Levin. Excited to chat to them about Zen. So appreciate you being here, Jack. Mintify, how's it going? Welcome.
Hey, how are you? Thank you very much.
GM. I presume that's the voice of Jack behind Mintify.
Jake, yeah.
Oh, Jake. What? Jake, I was close.
You've had it right every other day, so I don't know what happened today.
What's wrong with me? Holy cow. Okay, let's do this. Appreciate Evan stopping by as well, the CEO and founder of Mintify as well. We're big fans of Mintify, hence them sponsoring the show. Mech will be here any minute. We'll listen to some tunes before. Oh, here she is. Boom. Let's get her up on stage as my co-host. Mech has been really instrumental in helping me run the space, keep it going, getting people up on stage, off on stage, just helping out big time. So she'll be up here in a second as co-host. Great. She is here. Welcome, Mech. How you doing?
Pretty great. How about you?
Good. Your router issues are sorted out?
Yeah, my router issues. It's been a wild 24 hours. I don't even know. Everything failed, but we're back.
Watch out. Hey, so someone pointed out you have to update Twitter to get the purple comment button active if you're on your iPhone or Android. So please make sure to update Twitter real quick. Do it. Come on back, because we want you all to use that comment button, that purple button in the bottom right. So Mech's going to start off with a minute of music. Mech, over to you. This is actually music Mech made. It's awesome. So props to her. Take it away. All right, let's get this party started. Thanks, Mech. Appreciate it. I asked Mech if she would just play some great tunes to get started on the show, so thanks for doing that. You're an all-star. So welcome to NFT Daily Dose. It is Wednesday, October 26th. Another fun show for you today. We've got some great speakers, great topics. We're going to cover some news, make you smile, make you laugh, ideally, and just add a little joy to your day. That's my goal. So let's get started. A couple of fun things to mention. Let's get as many friends in this audience as we can. Mech's going to pin a tweet. If you all could retweet, let's get some more friends in here, some more colleagues, as much as we can. That'd be great. Appreciate that. Feel free to retweet that. It just showed up there. Next, just want to remind folks that we're doing a POAP today. It's going to be exciting. Want to give props to Mr. Benjamin 8. That's at Mr. Benjamin 8 for doing our fun art. I think you all have seen the new POAP art, and it's rad. So I appreciate them doing that. Mech's going to pin a tweet that explains how the POAP works, because I don't want to bore you to death every day telling you how the POAP works and why we're doing it. Your time's valuable. So please read that tweet. And you'll see what's going to happen. Today's clues, and there's 2 clues for the POAP. The first clue is going to be related to Doc Brown, of course, because we love Back to the Future around here, if you haven't noticed. And the second clue is going to be related to a body part. Yep, a body part. So you're only going to have 3 minutes to mint. So be ready. I'm going to drop the clues at random time. So it's going to be a fun show today. So once again, the 2 clues, something about Doc Brown and then something about a body part. And you're going to take those 2 words, you're going to combine them and put a space in the middle, and that will be your clue. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the pinned tweet that Mek's going to throw up there that explains what we're doing with POAP. So I want to say hi to some folks in the audience. We've got all sorts of great people, as always, in the audience. Got some great speakers up on stage already. Dylan K, thanks for stopping by. Braden, Charles, Gossamer, always good to see you. Tim, Collins, Aiken, Chewy Pixels, love seeing you. Dom, Press, I'm just scrolling down. Snarls Barkley, Hizzy. Oh, your wonderful wife is here. Hello, Jillian. Good to see you. Oh, that's fun. Vinny, appreciate you being here. Law, Kevin Sue, great to see you. King Tut. Gosh, I love that I'm recognizing more and more of these names as we kind of build this community and hang out together. Crash, thanks for stopping by. Willie, see you down there. RKD. Just want to call out so many of you for being here. Appreciate it. All right, next up, please use the comment button. So the way that Mek and I and the speakers can hear from you all that are on the stage is by you posting a comment. So you'll see if you're using an Android or iPhone, on the bottom right, there's a purple comment button. Please use it. Please talk to us. I'm doing my best to read every single comment, and we'll call out some of those during the show. So please use that comment button. I can see 49 comments already. So appreciate everybody doing that. Mek, anything else before we get rocking?
No, I think that's it.
Boom. I still think Mek has the best PFP. So boom. All right. I love it. All right. So let's get started with our daily Mintify market report. So I've been a fan of Mintify, the app, for a long time. I use it daily for 121G, our venture fund. The team is high quality. They just raised money, so they're going to last. They're going to push through the bear. Just a great product, a great team. It's basically an NFT terminal for pro traders. So they're our official sponsor of the show. We appreciate them. And every day they're reading a quick daily report to drop knowledge. Basically, I'm reading these reports every day as a venture capitalist, and I thought we should share them with you all and make your day a little more full of data is what I'm trying to say. So over to you, Mintify. Let's hear the daily market report. Or not. Are you there? Or am I rugging? Oh, no.
No, I think we can hear you.
Someone's playing crickets. Was that the voice of DeFi? Mintify, we love you. Come back at some point. I'm sure maybe something exciting is going on at the Mintify office. Like, maybe Barack Obama just stopped by, or, I don't know. Maybe someone is listening to the Bee Gees, regroup and come back. I don't know. All right, Mintify. We'll listen to you whenever you come back for that daily market report. Don't worry. Stay tuned, everybody. Oh no, yeah, Mintify's having some sort of internet trouble. So we will try to get them back up. Meanwhile, y'all feel free to check out that tweet that's pinned on the top, just packed with daily good data for what's going on. We've got a lot to get to today, so I'm just going to get cranking. We're actually going to start with our first news item. I actually posted about the fact that ETH was pumping really hard. I mean, ETH is up to 1574 right now. It's up, I believe, 15% already. And so I want to talk about why. Oh, Mintify's back. Let's let them Let's crank out the 60-second daily report. Over to you.
Great, thank you. Sorry, Twitter rugged me a little bit there. I had to leave and rejoin to unmute the mic.
It's like the worst, isn't it? You're like, I have stuff to do.
Yeah, right.
What's happening?
Well, we're good now.
All right, over to you.
All right, yeah, the 24-hour daily, the volume from today, 8.26 million. The highest sale was BASI 7110 for 107.5 ETH, and ETH is up really nice. Actually, more than this even right now, I believe, at 13.4%. That was when it was at 1529. The top 3 collections based on sales. Board Reddit Karma Club just minted yesterday 11.25k sales and a 0.01 ETH floor price. Our Planet minted out yesterday 5.9k sales, 0.099 ETH floor price. And Infamous 1.5k sales, 0.08 ETH floor price. The top 3 collections based on volume, BASI, just under 900 ETH traded at a 73.8 ETH floor price. Our Planet, 515 ETH traded at a 0.099 ETH floor price, and Azuki, 400 ETH traded, 11.1 ETH floor price. Top gainers, Mini Combat getting 200%, and Board Reddit Karma Club getting just under 50%. The top losers is Other Side, just down 2.3%, not very much. The most upvoted drops today, Basement Gang and Love Your Life. Some noteworthy market updates. I thought this was pretty cool. DC is entering Web3 with a drop of their Superman #1 comic, and Hitpiece is collaborating with Rick Ross to drop his Genesis NFT collection, Boss Forever. The market stats, global crypto market cap is just a little bit under 1,970 billion. I believe on some metrics it actually breached 1 trillion yesterday.
I love how you say trill. Like I need to start saying that in sentences. So not that I say trillion very often, but from now on it's trill.
All right,
y'all.
Thank you. The Bitcoin dominance just under 40%. BTC open interest 10.5 billion. Fear and greed 33. Actually, understandably, took a hike up after this pump. And Bitcoin this is actually a little bit lower than what it is now. 20,000. 975. It's actually pushing even higher right now, and Ethereum is over 1530. I'll tell you that. And S&P 500 3830 this morning. Thank you very much.
Love it. Thanks, Mintify. Appreciate the daily market report. Packed with good knowledge every day. Hope you all are enjoying that. If you just want to throw some extra love to our sponsors, feel free to retweet that. Tweet pin in the top. So a lot of interesting things are going on today. And before we get into that, I'm going to drop the first clue. So what was the name of Doc Brown's dog in Back to the Future 1? What was the name of Doc Brown's dog in Back to the Future 1? Remember, it's lowercase. So just when you Google that, it's lowercase. So that's clue number 1. Okay, so let's get to the first news item today. ETH is obviously pumping. Yep. I've got FTX open right now, 1585. I'm sure every single one of us loves to see some green candles. Let's see some hearts or emojis if you just like seeing some green candles. I do. Jeez Louise, man. It's been a long time since I've felt some joy on the trading side of things. So that's fun. But the question is why? And there's a couple reasons why. And one interesting one is why I brought Jack Levin onto the show. So I'm going to ask him in about 2 or 3 minutes to explain Zen and what is going on. This isn't a promotion of the project or advice, to mint. It's just interesting. And I want this show to be revealing things to you that maybe you didn't know about. So I'm going to ask him to explain it. But there is macroeconomic conditions that are also causing this. And I want to call out Wizard of Soho. We had a DM chat, and he's a brilliant trader. And this is what he said. So Friday last week, it began. The Fed soft pivoted and leaked it to the Wall Street Journal. Most earnings have been great. It's basically that macro has gotten a little better. We went from a potential Fed throwing us into deflationary depression to the Fed saying we will slow down pace of hikes. The bond market is driving it all. 10-year bonds put monster rally, which spiked all risk assets, and crypto has low liquidity, so it pumps more. So that was a quote from Wizard of Soho, who's someone I follow a lot for their trading ability and their market knowledge. So that's going on, but there's also something interesting going on with Zen, and it caused ETH to go deflationary. So I want to welcome up Jack Levin to explain the project and why it caused ETH to go deflationary. Over to you, Jack.
Hi, Ryan. Very good to be here.
Thanks for
inviting
coming.
me. Yeah. So good news about Ethereum. It is pumping.
Yay.
And I think one of the reasons why it's pumping is because it burned quite a bit of a supply. So since the merge, the inflation of Ethereum became a lot less than was originally was. It was maybe 5%. Now it's 0.22%. So we launched our project, Zen Crypto, on October 8th, which actually caused an immense amount of burn. So we burned almost $8 to $9 million literally within the first week.
That's crazy. And did you do it on my birthday on purpose?
Happy birthday, of course, of course.
Thanks.
I mean, I sensed it was somebody's birthday, and it could have been yours.
Appreciate that. All right, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so what Zen is, it's the first fair cryptocurrency that doesn't cost anything. It has no pre-mint. It has no admin keys. It lives on Ethereum. You just need to have a little bit of gas to mint it. You mint it for yourself. You can mint it together with friends. The more friends you invite, the faster and more mint tokens that you can create for yourself. So it has a social feature built in. And again, it starts with zero supply, starts at zero value. And you just need the gas to join the mint, and you can tell people about crypto without feeling like you're selling them anything because it is basically free.
Yeah,
so that's
it was. I appreciate the quick update. I thought it was interesting. You used a proof of participation the mint mechanic, and it's just interesting. So Jack, I appreciate you coming on and explaining like what is this? Why is it important? It is interesting, y'all. Like I actually, minted from one of my kind of burner wallets just to get a feel for it. Got in line, figured out what's going on. It's interesting, and so many folks were doing this that it was driving gas prices up, which then obviously caused ETH to go deflationary. So Jack, thanks for stopping by. Just wanted to bring you on stage as the creator of it. Thought that'd be really cool for everybody to meet you.
Thanks. Thanks.
Again, y'all. Yeah, please stick around if you want. I mean, again, y'all, this is not financial advice. I'm not saying go mint this. It's interesting. And it's fun to see these new tokenomic mechanics be created. And I'm excited to see where this goes. So thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
20 million transactions since launch. It was one of the biggest launches ever.
It's crazy.
20 million.
Yeah. And so, and it was kind of, I thought it was fascinating because it was free to mint and it involved being participating and then waiting and deciding how long you want to wait till you get your tokens. Like it's just the tokenomics and the game theory behind it is really interesting and fun. So Jack, thanks for stopping by. Let's take some hands real quick on we're talking about generally ETH is pumping, yay. Macroeconomic conditions causing it, plus interesting projects, spiking gas. So I want to hear some thoughts on that. Gene, we'll go to you first.
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
When you said everyone, do some heart emojis, it reminded me of when bands like everyone makes some noise. You must feel so powerful.
Why don't you call it out? Do you want to ask everyone to throw up some hearts?
Yeah, throw some hearts for ETH. So I watch ETH like a hawk because I feel like I feel like the flipping is going to happen. You can build stuff on it. Bitcoin is kind of a dinosaur. And people who run funds, they ETH is what they compare their returns to. And so the past few weeks, I kept seeing ETH go from like 12.75, then have this like head fake pump to like 13.70ish, and then retrace.
I love that. Head fake
and like
pump,
every time I was like, is this real? Is this real? And it would always retrace. So this pump is interesting, and this pump confirms a lot of what I believe about this stuff, which is that like accumulating ETH. Like the guy in my personal life who's been most successful in crypto, who I know, he wasn't sitting in front of reading charts all day and talking about Bollinger Bands and
really?
drawing lines. he just dollar cost averaged through like several cycles. Like he dollar cost averaged starting like maybe 2017.
Yeah.
Through the rip to 20K, and then kept dollar cost averaging through the sideways and down for 18 and 19 in the first half of 20, and then by the time second half of 2020 happened, he was basically a crypto millionaire.
Right.
And I think
DCA.
and I think that first of all, one thing that's interesting is it looks like a lot of NFTs are repricing in USD terms. So it's almost like this is we talk about NFTs being a levered ETH, but they might be actually a hedge against ETH. In
short term, I think long term.
And also blue chips versus non-blue chips, right? Like CryptoPunks and Bored Apes. But I think just a plea to everyone. I feel like people who are sitting in front of a computer all day, reading bans and like this is a dog and pony shoulder head, this is a confirmation and this level and that level. Like you're probably working harder to lose more money in USD terms and
but probably
and Bitcoin terms.
Yeah, I mean, y'all, I'm in some Telegram groups with people that are unbelievably smart and technical and experienced on crypto trading, and oh my God, it's so easy to get wrecked when you're trading against these people. So Manjin, I 100% agree. I'm just going to DCA in forever on a high quality asset that I believe in, and that may sound simplistic, but I think the data proves that you can win more often than not when you do that. So thanks for bringing that by. I want to call all the fun comments we're getting. Just a million of you are saying GM, which I appreciate. GM, right back to you. Savvy Ape is saying, can we talk about the Blur airdrop? We might talk about that. Everyone probably noticed that X2Y2 just banned Blur, which is exciting and interesting because they broke the terms of service on the API usage. So interesting. I think it'll work out. So I don't actually want to talk about that. I think it's just a technical snafu. I'm looking at some other comments. We've got JPEG Lillian says happy birthday, Ryan. I appreciate that. People are saying have a nice day. Y'all are great. I love this community. So let's keep going. Let's do one more hand on ETH pumping because I think in general we're all happy about it, and I don't know if there's interesting counterpoints here. Mech, who's next?
We're gonna go to Barney. I will say if you need a contrarian, I'll just be that and say,
I love it.
Well, you know what it is? It's what creates it, right? The burn mechanism. I'm going to complain about the fact that $8 million being burned could have gone to some good use. So it's
True.
like, in the grand scheme of things, like it does make the token deflationary, but Flint, Michigan hasn't had clean drinking water in 8 years. So it's like, how do we? Life is so nuanced.
That's reality. Yeah, and obviously we could, discuss and debate tokenomics and the what drives demand, et cetera, but you're right. I mean, in the end, hey, there's little money being burned here, which is frustrating. Let's go to Barney.
Good afternoon, Ryan, from the UK. I feel like
nice to hear a UK accent.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit of an anomaly. I was actually brought up in South Africa. I moved here about 20 years ago because
I can hear it now. I hear the little.
So I'm a bit of a mixture. They call me over here. I don't know if you have the term in the US. I'm a Heinz 69. I don't know if you know the term.
I do. That's. I haven't heard it in a while. I love it.
Yeah. No. Well, I feel like a stalker because you're in coffee with Captain and Steve, and then I've come over here. But it's nice because your two spaces don't overlap. So I found another home after them. So
you're welcome here. Good, and that's a good show as well. Coffee with Captain and Steve is great.
They're the best. I was just going to say on the macroeconomics, I don't know if anyone knows over here in the UK, yesterday in the Houses of Parliament, they actually passed crypto to recognize it as a regulated financial instrument.
Tell us more about that.
Well, it was only passed yesterday. So in the upper and the lower Houses of Parliament, they read out the conscript or whatever the official document, and they were in favor of now classing it as actual regulated financial instrument.
Hallelujah, that's exciting.
Yeah. So I think it's still early days, but also we also got a new MP.
It's true.
Which is
that has
cool.
happened.
Yeah, so I think what was it on Monday? What was the festival? The Indian festival, Dali, is it?
Diwali.
Diwali, and apparently he was the gift from the gods because that's what he follows. But he's very pro crypto, so
that's so good.
It made a big difference. So I think, I don't know, in the grand scheme of things, I know we're talking about ETH and dollar cost averaging, and it's really unpredictable. It's not like a traditional stock where you can see a balance sheet or a new product launch or anything. But whenever we have news like this, I think it does make a difference, and makes people a lot more
Agreed.
bullish
Yeah,
that
I
those
love it.
institutions.
But thanks for pointing out, because I didn't know that specifically about the UK, and that's so exciting. And it's probably just one of these many macro factors that's all stacking up today. And that's exciting. I'm so bullish on regulation and adoption, and there's so much money sitting on the sidelines that's just waiting for regulation to happen. So very bullish on that. Thanks, Barney, for bringing that up. Want to call out one of the comments from at Getty Inv Inc., which I think is Getty Investment Inc. They said, told my girlfriend about Zen 10 days ago. She made 1,500 wallets. That is impressive, y'all. I was like digging around to try to find my other ledgers, so I could have a second wallet.
1,500. That is a record in itself.
I mean, that takes work. Like that, I feel like we should have her on stage and say, okay, tell us about your work ethic, because I'm impressed.
Well. You know what? With the latest release announcement of the Zen NFT, you won't have to be creating thousands of wallets. One NFT can have all of them.
Oh, okay. I love that. There we go. Thanks, Jack. All right, so let's move on from the ETH pumping question / news item. Appreciate the comments from the speakers. Bouvet, sorry we couldn't get to you. Next, quick topic. This is kind of an interesting FYI. Gang, which is Gang Coin, which is coming from Guttercat Gang. That was a mouthful. And thanks to Lucky Trader for pointing out this news item. Basically, they are delaying their ERC20 governance token. So Gangcoin is an ERC20 governance and utility token that empowers a decentralized community of creators and collectors at the forefront of Web3 culture. Can you tell I read that from their Twitter profile? The news is they're delaying it. And they said, quote, due to recent industry developments, Gangcoin will launch when there is sufficient regulatory clarity on how to do so responsibly. Q4 isn't off the table, but the situation is fluid and evolving each day in a manner where a deadline can't be committed to at this time. Wah, wah. There's a little wah, wah noise. I don't know. This is where I need the voice of DeFi to help me. So here we go. Another ERC20 is delayed until essentially we figure out what's going on with ApeCoin. Kind of interesting news item. I think we're going to see the same with the proof token. Obviously, I'm a bag holder there, so watch out. But I think it's interesting to note that we're just going to probably see all of these ERC20s grind to a halt until we get regulatory clarity here. The voice of DeFi, hello.
Oh. Hey, sorry, I had a little trouble unmuting. And yes, right, I will get that sound effect. The wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Thanks.
But as far as regulatory pressures and all of these tokens delaying, my first thought is a bit of skepticism of saying, like, is that really why you're delaying it, or do you just not like the way the market looks right now? And maybe I'm just a skeptic, but that is my first thought. Is I'm thinking like there's more than probably what you're saying, and regulatory reasons is a good reason that everybody will kind of swallow up and say like, yes, that sounds good. As far
as you are cynical, you're a cynical person.
Well, I don't know that I'm a cynical person, Ryan.
You seem like a positive person to me.
I am, but on this particular issue, I feel like I'm cynical that maybe they're coming up with a reason that is palatable for all of us to agree with and say, oh, okay, that sounds like a good reason. But in actuality, maybe behind the scenes, they just don't like the way the market looks right now.
Oh, that's a fair point. Gosh, yeah. Or, something on the team is going sideways. Sure. This is a good scapegoat. Interesting. I guess that's always good to, be a little cynical, a little cautious. So
I like the counterpoint person, and it's time I join in on the counterpoint.
I appreciate that. As you up, the alarm's going off, y'all. That means it's time for clue number 2 in our POAP clue game. So question number 2 is, in which body part can you find the femur? So once again, the question is, in what body part can you find the femur? So there was 2 questions today. You got to get both words correct and make sure to put a space in between. No caps, and that is your secret clue for the POAP. Minting starts in 2 minutes. So it'll be a 3-minute window. Minting starts in 2 minutes at the top of the hour. So good luck. I wish you well. Let's go to Riggs. I see your hand. Hello.
GM, what's going on, everybody?
GM, do you have a gutter cat gang?
I have a heavy bag of gutter cats.
So okay, but bias everybody. Wait, here we go.
Absolutely, absolutely slightly biased here, but I try to be even keeled when I give these types of takes.
But I appreciate you telling us that. Thank you.
You know, the reality is, I think any team right now dropping an ERC20 token that doesn't have a full understanding of the regulatory impact,
scary.
It's terrifying, and I believe they would be making actually a decision that is short-sighted and selfish.
Oh, totally. It'd be a huge red flag if they're like, "Fuck it, let's just drop this thing and see what happens."
Massive red flag. I hope, you know, you mentioned the proof token. I've got a big bag of birds as well.
Same here.
Hoot. You know, I think that token's going to probably be planned further down the line anyways. So hopefully we'll have some more clarity. But the reality is, I think these projects are, and I hate the word projects, they're more Web3 companies at this point, are going to have to realize that if they don't have a great plan and execution strategy for these tokens, when they go to zero, your JPEG is really attached to that as well. I mean, we've already seen that happen with Cool Cats, and I love the cats, right? You know, and they're having to grind it back.
I know, with the milk token and the game, it's been hard. I do believe in that team, but yeah, it's been. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's a grind back once a mistake was made.
It's a big time grind. So I actually kind of like being a big holder. I hate the fact that we had these expectations, right? And I think as in this space, speculation expectations, it gives us a lot of hope, but then it also can create a lot of disappointment when things don't fall our way. And I appreciate think that we never got into NFTs for tokens.
No, you know, this is all like cream on the top. It's exciting.
Yeah, so I'd like to see these teams begin to get back to the basics and begin really communicating really clearly on what the vision is. You know, I think from a gutter standpoint, if the team executes on some, I'll say, traditional value props, you could say, we're back in action. But for the time being, if these teams continue to go silent and have these building, you know, I hate this whole concept of building in the bear, even though I love it at the same time. It doesn't change the fact that let's stay in front of things and continue to communicate.
Amen. So yeah, thanks, Riggs. I appreciate that. You're basically saying, hey, we should be expecting teams to make the right long-term call here. Major red flag if a project just dropped a token, knowing that they're, you know, it could actually hurt the holders because, you know, they might be unaware of unrealized capital gains or income tax or all sorts of things. Or worse, you know, the project, you know, goes under investigation by the SEC and then the floor drops. There's just a lot of things that could happen there. Thanks, Riggs. Mech, I see your hand in 1 second. If you could help me start rotating speakers, I appreciate it. Jack Levin, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. We're just going to rotate a couple speakers so we have more room because we're out of room on the stage. Mech, over to you.
Yeah, I just want to be the voice of the people. I don't know what's going on with the POAP, but I didn't get it yesterday and I didn't get it today. And I'm pretty sure I got the secret words right. And I also got messages from people about the same thing. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know what's going on.
No.
Maybe check the numbers. If the numbers seem low, there could be some issue. I don't know.
All right, let's do this. Let's do a quick check. We got thumbs down from some people.
Someone definitely got it yesterday, but I was getting a lot of messages that it didn't work yesterday either, and I didn't get it. And then today, kind of the same deal. So I don't know.
All right, let's see. Okay, let's see thumbs up if you were able to get the POAP. I'm seeing thumbs up. All right. Yep. Battle. YVR Trader got it. Seeing Cow did not. JT did not. Axu did. Snarls did. All right. MVP. So some people are getting it. You know, I'm sad that people aren't, like, if you're here and you're not getting it, that's not the goal. So I'm like, if you're here, I want to reward you. I don't want to make this too hard. So let's adapt. Let's try to figure this out. I have an idea. Use the comments. So if you all have ideas for how we could continually improve our POAP process, and that's a trademark word, POAP process, throw it in the comments. I mean, we're just going to adapt y'all for like 230 episodes. So please throw a comment in there. Thanks, Mac, for pointing that out. We'll figure this out. And y'all just remember, like, missing a POAP here and there, or even missing 10 is not going to matter. Like, the goal is to just show up to the show consistently over time. Like I said, we're going to be doing like 200 plus episodes. And then we're going to be stack ranking those based on that. So show up, be a part of the community. Trust me, you'll win. So I just want to point that out. All right, let's keep going. I'm refreshing the comments so I can read them all. I love that you all are so active, and I appreciate it. So going into the next news item, got this news from my favorite like little PDF I get every day. So in the Proof Discord, we get a daily news summary, deep dive from NFT statistics, or Punk 9059. And I'm just going to read this to you because it's about Reddit and the collectible avatars. Thought this was interesting. So, quote, Reddit avatars were the theme of the day again, with the volume across Reddit NFTs totaling 1,800 ETH, the same volume as ETH NFTs traded on Blur, X2Y2, LooksRare, and SudoSwap combined. The highlight was a 30 ETH sale of, quote, The Hands, part of the Senses collection. This was the serial #1 NFT in the collection, giving it particular provenance. Despite claims of millions of wallets, only 23,500 collectible avatars have had secondary sales. So just thought it was kind of interesting stat to share. Quick update on what's going on with Reddit collectible avatars. Again, I think this is one of the most exciting things happening in the industry right now, and it's worth paying attention to because it's about onboarding folks into this world we live in. I see Shira's here. Nice to see you. Amazing, Mr. Benjamin. I'm going to get you up here just because you made our rad art for the POAP, so I want to give you some credit for that. Mech, I see your hand.
Yeah, I just want to note, I pinned a tweet from our friend Barney, who was up earlier. He had a pretty good, thorough thread on the stats.
Love it.
So figured I'd share that.
Love it. Thanks for doing that. Appreciate that. All right, let's see. All right, we've got Barney's. I'm just looking through these. Gaincoin, yep. Awesome. Okay, so wow, no one's got opinions about this Reddit avatar update, which is fine. So we're gonna keep moving on to our topic of the day. We have 24 minutes, which is cool. So we have a good chunk of time to discuss the topic of the day. And the question is, what kind of NFT projects and business models will we see in 2023? So I want us to look forward to the future next year, and conjecture, dream, discuss what kind of NFT projects and business models we're going to see in 2023. So if you've got ideas or thoughts, pop up your hand. I'm always going to call on Mech first to see your hand. Go for it.
I'm pretty bullish on venture studios. I think it's something I'm working on. It's something I'm seeing a lot of discussion around. And I think specifically with like the Web3 focus, but more so specifically in the NFT community, because what we've seen in projects is a lot of founders who are not traditionally business owners. They're not operators in that way. They're just, creatives with good ideas who come to the table, get lots of support, and then kind of drop the ball because they've never run a business. So I'm seeing a lot of interest in like companies wanting to support people who have good ideas and give them the structure needed to actually convert to a business. And I'm focused on that in specifically like marginalized groups of people because, again, support to me is the priority. It's like, I always talk about onboarding, but onboarding people into what and being able to provide more resource and support, I think is super important to seeing the good ideas actually carry through.
Amen. Yeah, I couldn't be more bullish on venture studios, specifically in the NFT space as well. Providing they're done right, and the folks on those teams are from different backgrounds, so they can see and spot valid talent and valid ideas from all walks of life. Totally agree with you there. I saw Gene's hand next, and then the voice of DeFi.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I think that it's going to be, I these days I feel like less is more, right? So like if you look at like CryptoPunks hasn't promised, we're going to become the next Disney. We're gonna be like, I think that what you see a lot of these, a lot of these collections where they're making a bunch of promises, and I think those have been the ones that have been getting wrecked the most because a lot of these promises are really hard to deliver. So I think it's gonna be art and it's gonna be community, but not like community just like, oh, we all have the same NFT, but community like, like let's say if, it's 2023 and we've got our PO apps. Although I missed today's because I didn't, unfortunately,
Boo.
but like we got our PO apps and like. And like we redeem something. It's like, okay, this is like a real community. We've been talking, we've been spending an hour together every day. We probably have some inside jokes. We probably got to know each other a little bit. And so I think, so I think it's like real community and real community and then art. So these are things that don't, nothing that's making a promise that we're gonna do all a billion things. Because I think that that's what's really gonna sustain. I think all this other stuff, like the 10K PFPs and just a lot of other stuff. And to wrap it up, I think that people really just what they did last year. I think was they realized an arb opportunity. So like if I wanted to go and raise, if I want to go raise $5 million from a VC, I've got to probably have some crazy track record, have some really good idea, maybe even have some product market fit, or I could get someone off Fiverr to draw a bunch of profile pics.
Right.
And so that was like an arb opportunity.
I'm going to choose the second one because I'll be lazy.
Exactly. So that was like kind of an arb opportunity that's been arbed away. And so now it's like, okay, like that stuff's not really sustaining.
Amen. Gosh, man, I so agree with you, Gene. Like community is the bedrock of almost anything that's good. And that's a very general statement, but I deeply believe that. And I really do appreciate you all showing up to this space every day. Like I keep saying it, but this is one of my favorite times of the day because of you all. And the speakers, the audience, Mac, my co-host, Mintify. It's just, I love it. So I appreciate you all. And you're right. Real community takes work because it takes time, and time is your most valuable asset, period. So, all right, get off my soapbox. Thanks, Gene. I've seen a lot of comments about the PO app, y'all. It's interesting because some of you got it. I think the clues are fun, but maybe we're making them too hard. So maybe we'll make them a little easier.
I don't think it's the clues. I think people are getting the right answer and it's just not going through.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, we'll iterate, y'all, because my goal is to reward you for being a part of this community. All right, we're gonna go to hands in a second. I do want to call out someone fun that just popped on stage, Pac-Man, who is the founder of Blur. Thanks for coming over.
GM, thanks for having me, Ryan.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is actually the first time I've heard your voice. We've DM'd a lot, but it's nice to hear you. So thanks for stopping by.
I listened to your spaces, so I knew your voice. But yeah, I guess this is the first time we're actually speaking.
Totally appreciate you coming by. All right, so I'm gonna honor the hands. There's a lot of them, y'all. A lot of people have opinions about our question of the day, which is what kind of NFT projects and business models will we see in 2023? I have no idea who is next. Mac, do you know?
Yeah, the voice of DeFi.
Welcome back.
Welcome. Thanks for having me again. As far as the utility that we will see or the business models that we'll see, I think most projects are going to stray from, hey, this will be a quick flip. And I think access, if I were to say any word, would be kind of the take-home part of 2023. And think of anything that you could get into, that you need access into, whether it be a sporting event or even something small like the PTA meeting at your local school.
I'm not going to buy an NFT for the PTO meeting. No way.
You say you wouldn't, but you're giving out these PO apps here in this very space.
True.
Imagine if there was a PO app for the PTO, and then if you got enough of them, I don't know. There's all kinds.
You could run the school.
I'll jump in and say I would say all the time. To me, NFTs is when PTA moms learn how to spin up a DAO instead of doing a bake sale.
Oh my God! Yes.
So for the bake sale, right? Like to get access to the goods, I'm saying you got to have the NFT.
you just won. That was the best comment on this space so far. And so for you non-Americans, PTO, PTA, these are all like these kind of parent organizations that help support public schools in America. So you get these passionate parents who come in and spend their evenings being bored as hell trying to help the school out. I'm speaking from experience. All right, who is next, Mac?
We're going to go to Bouvet.
Bouvet, welcome.
Hey, thank you guys. So there was the word business model in there. So from my observation, right, a lot of projects this year, they failed to deliver because of one or two things. The first is they've raised maybe a little bit in the beginning and then they ran out of funds because there was not much secondary or the market fell down. Or the second is that they never intended to do it in the first place, or they didn't have the human resources, for example, the engineers to develop their products. So that's what kind of stopped them. So my idea is that in 23, we want to see people that have built something and then try to support them from there, because we've seen a lot of projects promise stuff in 22, and then I think we're tired of that. So in 23, people are gonna have to build something first, have like a pre-built product or service or something.
Interesting, pre-mint.
Something like that, and
Yeah.
then we trust to give them more money. So yeah.
No, that makes sense. I mean, I appreciate you, Bouvet, saying that. I do think we're gonna it constantly increase our expectations of founders and teams, and I think that's a good thing. I've been saying that for a long time. Like, we should be asking harder questions, expecting more, demanding transparency. Like, these are all normal things that angel investors expect. So let's keep doing that. Thanks, Bouvet, for the comment. I do want to thank again, Mr. Benjamin Duddy, for making the fun art. For those of you that got the POAP, it's this wicked Back to the Future DeLorean. So sorry to pour salt in the wounds of those of you didn't. Don't worry, you're going to get a great POAP. Stay tuned. It'll happen. So lots of hands today. Let's quickly, who's next, Mick?
Aiken, and then we go to Bookman.
Welcome back, Aiken.
Hey, yes, I think we're going to see. The explosion of NFT-enabled e-commerce, right? And I think we'll see the blurring of the lines between Web 2 and Web 3. I think part of the challenge we've seen so far is a lot of the infrastructure isn't quite ready for prime time at scale. And I think the combination of Web 2 entities coming into the space, whether it's Instagram with NFTs or Facebook or even Twitter. I'm sorry, not Twitter, Apple, right? Even as high as that hurdle seems like for, a 30% take, there'll be interesting distribution models that can come out of that, where you can probably.
Why don't you tell someone, give us a practical example what you mean by token gated e-commerce? Like, what's a practical example of that?
So not necessarily token gated, but I think so. I'll give you an example.
Token enabled.
Yeah. So there's a platform called Americana, right? That got funding from 776, and they're essentially building. They actually got investments from OpenSea as well, and they're essentially building a platform that would allow people to essentially convert collectibles into NFTs, right? And so what they're essentially building is a way, one, to authenticate items and store those items virtually. Meaning that if I have a classic Vespa, I can have it authenticated, stored by Americana, and then they mint me an NFT. And that NFT then can be transferred. So if I want to sell that item, I just transfer the NFT. Now,
and have they figured out the marketplace for the physical item yet, though?
Yeah, so they're actually building out storage. The marketplace basically is warehouses, right? Because
that's cool.
If you can warehouse these items in climate-controlled environments and then mint NFTs to represent them, then you just display those items in a marketplace, and then you can transfer.
So they're collectibles. These aren't like my chair that I have at home, which I would ship to you. These are collectibles that would be stored in.
Exactly, and you think about it, right? Part of the problem with high-value collectibles is discovery. Right. And so if there's some sort of place at scale where I can store these items, I can acquire them, but I don't have to possess them, then what you've done is create a way to authenticate them, right? Which reduces fakes and some of the fraud you see in these markets, even with sneakers, for example. Right. You can imagine Nike being a partner and helping authenticate these items and then getting a cut of secondaries. So I think, to me, when you start seeing these Web 2 entities come into the space, that's a huge market opportunity, right? And I think we're going to see the emergence of these marketplaces come next year.
I love it. Cool. Thanks. Good
Ryan,
analysis and guess. Who's
Ryan,
talking? Who is that?
I was just going to say it's Barney. I was on
Oh, hey,
Kaplan
Barney.
earlier, and we discussed this in that chat. And StockX, do you know StockX? Who
Oh
do
yeah.
like
I bought a
high-end-
lot of shoes there.
Yeah, they actually have an NFT vault now, so you can
sweet.
go on there and buy the NFT of I don't know, some dunks or whatever you want. They do cores, they do art, and they actually hold the item in a vault, and then the users can actually trade them, so they never
Makes so
leave
much
the
sense.
vault. You don't need to do postage, nothing.
Love
And
it.
then when you want to redeem it, if you're actually not looking to resell it, you can pull it out of the vault and they'll post it to you, and it'll be authenticated. But I'll get back in line. Sorry.
Thanks, Barney, for the quick note. Appreciate it. Max, see your hand.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. There was a lot of controversy around StockX because they ultimately looked as though they were becoming the secondary seller also. So they were vaulting shoes. They were buying bulk amount of shoes to vault and then basically dictate what the resale price or the secondary sale price would be. So
Interesting.
There was a ton of like, what? So I would look into that more.
Got it. Interesting. Okay, so I'm seeing tons of comments about the POAP, y'all. Thanks. So I'm going to reveal the words, and so maybe you'll know why you didn't get it. So the answers were Einstein, and the second word was leg. So it was very the second word was very broad. So
no. Google gave me a different word. All right, cool.
So I'm sorry, y'all, but a lot of you got it.
Can you reveal yesterday's too?
I'll have to dig it out. I think it was like a horse, Paris or France. I'll dig it out.
Yeah, it was horse France, I think, but that didn't work for a lot of people.
All right, so sorry, we'll work on the POAP. We're gonna make this as fun but yet not frustrating as possible. Tons of good hands. So this topic is obviously getting folks' brains going. The topic is what kind of NFT projects and business models will we see in 2023, and a lot of hands up. I want to quickly swerve though and give Pac-Man a second to respond to the X2Y2 news if you want, because obviously that kind of just happened. If you want to talk about it, Pac-Man, I don't want to put you in the spot, but I mean, you're here and everybody was curious about that, or would you rather just say no?
Yeah, happy to share some quick thoughts. Was there anything in particular you wanted to hear, or just like a general response?
I mean, I told everybody, hey, I think this is just a hiccup. I'm sure that they'll sort out the API. This isn't like some ban. So I'm sure that's all it is. But the community, I think the community really likes Blur. I do. So I think we're just curious, like anything going on here, or should we just ignore this news?
Yeah, it's interesting. I won't share like all the details of like private conversations, of course, but I had a call with X2Y2's CEO yesterday actually, and we were let's figure out like a solution that works for everyone. And then I woke up and saw that tweet this morning. So this took me by surprise. I think I'll need to kind of like digest everything for a little bit, because I kind of did just wake up, so I'm going to digest everything and then we'll respond. But yeah, we're definitely surprised. Ultimately for us, our primary goal is really just to build the best solution that we can for the end traders. So like that's really going to be our motivating factor, and that's what we're going to really push for to do. When it comes to violating the terms of service, they did give us a key, and we're very comfortable on our position that we're not violating their terms of service. But ultimately, I think it's something that's like still in the works. Like we're happy to work with them to come up with a solution. Ultimately, I think us working together is better for the community than us like fighting.
Yeah, totally.
I think like the beauty of Web3 is that it is so open. And my background's in Web2, so one of the things that I really loved with Web3 is that it is so open. Like if you look at Uniswap, right, that's like the #1 DEX for token trading, and it's completely open. You don't need any sort of like permission to like integrate with Uniswap.
Exactly. That's what we want. Yeah, we want permissionless.
Totally. And like that's I think is like what the beauty of Web3 is. So we're gonna keep on building towards that. And then happy to come on again if there's any like specific questions. We're also kind of still developing like our position. So
cool. Yeah.
can always give an update later.
just consider like open invite on the stage if you want to pop by and give folks a quick update. Y'all, I'm not being paid. I don't own any Blur stock. I didn't even get the first drop, the airdrop, which I'm really sad about. So no self-interest here other than I want to see good platforms win. So thanks, Pac-Man. Appreciate it. All right, let's get to the subject of the day, which is what kind of NFT projects and business models will we see in 2023? Mac, I'll go to you real quick, and then if you could call out the next hand, please.
I don't know if this is going to deter the conversation, but since we have Pac-Man here, I'm like, let me ask this. If you're willing to answer the question, just curious to hear your thoughts around the royalty discussion, because I think initially there was a lot of pushback on Magic Eden, and the conversation was, creators should be valued and have that decision. When I looked into what Blur is doing, you're incentivizing people to pay the royalties, which I think is smart, because if left up to the honor system, I don't trust that people will choose to pay. So I'm just curious on your take on like the mechanic and maybe a little bit more about what that looks like, because I think it's still unclear. So whatever you want to share, if you want to share anything.
Yeah, totally. Great question. And yeah, Ryan, sorry, I don't want to derail.
That's okay. If you just do a quick answer, that'd be great.
Totally. Yeah. So my perspective on this, and this is, I just want to say, like, I don't know all the answers. Like, we're really trying to work with basically all the stakeholders in the ecosystem to kind of try to come up with like a few different solutions. I think it was clear to us that we kind of need to be a little bit inventive here, because there's this royalty debate, and there are already like completely zero royalty solutions like pseudo swap that a lot of the traders were using, and they were going to, because of like the absolutely zero royalties. So it was really clear to us that there's already this like divide. And my mental model was like, okay, is there some sort of incentive design that we can develop that will basically increase the absolute amount of royalties getting paid in the space? And kind of like what we came up with was, well, hey, if there's already completely zero royalty options that traders are using, what if we actually incentivize royalties so that the traders who are using those options actually switch over to using Blur, and in the process, because they're trying to maximize their revenue, they'll actually list with royalties, and then that'll get them from using the zero royalty solutions to using Blur with optional royalties and actually listing with royalties, because traders are going to be profit driven. They're going to just move to wherever gives them the most profit. That's like really like their driving mental model. Collectors are different, of course. They'll actually like honor royalties as almost like as like a tip, like out of goodwill. So that's kind of like the approach that we tried to take. But like ultimately, I think that I'm really hopeful that it works, and I'm pretty optimistic that that this will work. And we'll have to kind of like do some data analysis, a few months down the line, to kind of like figure things out. But ultimately, it's like we're just going to keep on trying to like come up with different models that I think the goal is just like maximizing volume and maximizing net royalty revenue.
Love it. Thanks, Pac-Man. Yeah, I mean, this is essentially game theory, to drive royalties back to creators, which we need in this space to be sustainable. So I love it. Thanks for responding quickly on that. So let's jump back to our topic, which is what kind of NFT projects and business models are we hoping to see in 2023? Had a lot of interesting comments already, both on the stage and in the comments. I'm reading as many of these comments as I can. Mac, who's next?
The next hand is Bookman, or is it Bookman? I think I said Bookman earlier.
Bookman, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Welcome, Bookman.
Yo, so I kind of wanted to tie this to the thread that no one commented on before about Reddit NFTs, which I think, as someone, I just think it is the most interesting thing to study right now. I used to, like, once a month, I would go and see the like Reddit forums, and their opinions on NFTs were absurd, like the most negative group ever. And then as soon as you take an existing community, because I agree with what you said earlier, Ryan, that communities are everything. And,
yes.
These Reddit communities have spent, a lot of them, years like cultivating a community with their own set of rules and their own like standards. And like it's become like very tight-knit groups. And as soon as you offer existing communities free NFTs, or like, because like that's what really sparked this whole thing, is like giving free communities or free NFTs to these communities, and they absolutely took off, and they like it was the quickest 180. And now like I'm reading in the forums where there's like Reddit people who didn't get the free NFTs and the Reddit people who did, and now they're arguing, like they're like, actually these are pretty cool, they're not that stupid. And then now it's like this like cognitive dissonance between the two, and it's just a really interesting thing to watch. And so in terms of a new business model, I'm just trying to look for, like as an investor and trader, I'm looking for existing communities that haven't tapped into that free avatar model. And then
this is literally all I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah, and it's like, where is the attention going to be? And then what are the most likely groups that would be open to it? Because like Reddit's a perfect place because they have the Wall Street bets mentality where it's like hodl to the moon, AMC GameStop type stuff. And I just think it was primed for it. But I think it's applicable to any of these, like on Instagram, if like Instagram has a good, and I know that there might be huge fees on Instagram. I don't know how those are going to work, but like that's kind of where I'm looking, is like existing communities that could easily apply a simple avatar, and then once we move past this era, more advanced utility.
Absolutely. I love it. It's like you're speaking my brain. I've been thinking nonstop about existing online communities that have a passionate user base that have avatars. So love that you brought that up. Thanks, Bookman. And I hope your walk is going well. It sounds like you're having a jaunt through the forest.
Yeah, I'm actually walking on the path around the river in Austin, Texas. And I just want to do shout out just like Reddit. If you go to the avatar trading, like r/avatar trading, and just go through the threads and watch the conversations. Like I'm telling you, you will learn more about NFTs and their value proposition by like new people teaching other people about NFTs. Like you will learn so much. It's so fascinating.
Smart. Love it. Thanks for pointing that out. And it was r/avatar
trading.
Okay, I'm checking it out now. Cool. r/avatar trading. Thank you. All right, Matt, call it out.
Hilbert, you're next.
Hello, Hilbert.
Hey, GM. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mac and Ryan. I put it on the comments. I think 2023 it'll be the year for independent producers, film directors. I think the film 3 industry hasn't tapped in much into the NFTs. But once they discover that a lot of their dreams and ideas can be funded by the community, they will capitalize on that. And once big studios like Netflix, Warner Brothers start seeing that they don't have to pay a movie star or like $300 million for somebody to produce 3 or 4 movies, and they can just give buy the rights of an NFT project and produce content from there. It's going to be a game changer across the board.
Cool. So your bet is on independent kind of film and story creators getting funded by Web3.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe so. There's a project right now, no chilling, nothing, but maybe you guys heard of Calladita by Miguel Faust.
I haven't, no.
So that's NFT produced film. I think it's backed by Punk 6529, G Money, Snowfro, and many others. Right. Cool. He offers some great incentives, meaning like if you would have like buy one of the NFTs to a certain level, you could have a production credits. If you just bought a small NFT, my ENS is going to show up at the end of the credits. Right. It's kind of bragging rights, but also supporting the artist. And kind of trying something new too.
Cool. So, okay. Thanks for pointing out what you see in the future. It does make sense, and I do hope we see that. So thanks, Hilbert. Appreciate it. Let's roll to next hand, please. Matt, call it out.
Laguana Carter.
Hello. How's it going?
Welcome, Laguana. I just realized we're over time, so keep it short for me.
Yeah, I was going to say it's interesting because mine was like the polar opposite, and my thought is honestly, I think we're going to see more NFTs as a product channel on existing companies than like new NFT projects. And part of that is because like I was chatting with a brand who's doing B2B, like a B2B approach into Web3, and their thought was like not about full conversion into Web3. It was about using Web3 principles for their customers, and that's where I think the magic is, right? Like token gating for a brand that makes sense, or even Reddit. Like these NFTs started non-financial to reward their most active community members. Like that's a great NFT model to start with, because it's not I buy this and I sell this for 2x, right?
Yes.
Or even like the PTA example of like, what if they started to use DAO software, right? Because there's like components of PTAs that align really well with DAOs. And so like I see the future of NFTs in 2023 as product channels on existing companies more than just like a bunch more NFT projects.
That's so cool. All right. That absolutely makes sense. And I love the idea of rewarding your customers. I mean, that's literally what Reddit did. And I appreciate you pointing that out. Thank you. We're out of time. We're going to go quickly to Mech, and then we'll close the show down. Over to you, Mech.
Yeah, I was just going to add, this isn't really like a product, but the couple of brands that I consult are also looking at doing internal programs. So I think, when we think about like what is the future of NFTs, it's like, how do you make programs within your organization that allow people to have gated access to XYZ?
Love it. Thanks for jumping in. Y'all, what a fun show. I absolutely appreciate your time. Like I said, your time is your most valuable asset. You can never buy more of it. You can never make more of it. And you're here with us. So thank you for that. Thank you to my amazing speakers. Thank you so much to Mintify, our official sponsor. Please check out the pinned tweet from them, retweet. Check out the tool. It's very valuable for getting deep analysis and trading. I love it. Thanks to all my amazing speakers for stopping by. Thanks to Mech for being a wonderful co-host and helping me run this thing. And thank you again to Mr. Benjamin, our POAP artist right now. If anybody else wants to make POAP art, send it my way. It's been fun to do this. So I appreciate you, Mr. Benjamin. And sad news. Oh my God, I didn't tell you. No show tomorrow. Super sad. I have to drive to the doctor. So I literally planned this doctor appointment like 6 months ago, and I'm driving, and I can't change it. So sadly, we can't meet tomorrow. I'm sad, but we'll be back.
Let's do it right now. Let's just do it right now.
Let's just go again. Another hour. Here we go. No, y'all, I love you. You're the best. So sorry, no Daily Dose tomorrow, but we'll be back on Friday with more fun, more news, and
we'll do a fan favorite roundtable tomorrow in your honor.
I love it. That's awesome, y'all. Well, I appreciate you. Have a lovely, lovely Wednesday. Keep those comments in.